Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tabwa.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilaiti Ambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, crime rate increases by 9% in the Southern Division. Second victim in Kasavo accident found. And PM demands Rumbuka to stop denying NBF crisis.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
A 9% increase in crime rate has been recorded in the Southern Division from January to May this year, when compared to the same period last year. Defence Minister Ratwenoke Kumbombola says this includes a number of cases of serious assault and violence against women and children. Catherine Krishna with more details.
There were 2,343 crime cases for the first 5 months in 2017, and this has increased by 438 for the same period this year.
A significant increase in crimes against a person, including double number of cases, including double the number of cases of serious assault, common assault and criminal intimidation over the past 5 years.
In order to minimize these crimes, police are working with various communities.
Part of our community policing concept is that we want to have a service-oriented community policing, policing in Fiji. So we need the community to come on board and help us enhance that community service-oriented approach.
The reduction of these crimes cannot be done by police alone. Therefore, they are urging community leaders to help them in this case. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
The needed allocation of $800,000 to complete the second phase of Langi Langi housing project in Raiwanga is under question at the moment. This is following confirmation from the Housing Ministry that the money was released to the People's Community Network. However, according to PCN, they have yet to receive the funds. Savada Tambor reports.
There was a conflict between the Housing Ministry and People's Community Network. After weeks of trying to get clarification from the ministry regarding the fund, FBC News was informed that the amount had already been released. Permanent Secretary for Housing Joshua Wycliffe in his email today says, "I can confirm that the ministry had paid the full grant amount agreed to the People's Community Network for Langi Langi Housing Project as per Cabinet Decision number 263. Any further information on the activity or the expenses that were undertaken by the PCN can be commented upon soon after the audit results are released." FBC News understands 76 lots are included in the second phase. 40 lots are completed and are ready to be occupied, and 36 more are planned. PCN National Director Semiti Ngalwasa had earlier mentioned that more than 120 families have withdrawn from the applications for housing units in this project due to the delays.
It's affecting the members of PCN who lives in informal settlement because they've been promised from last year that the homes will be completed in December, and then due to the funding delay we move it to January.
Occupancy of the 40 completed flats is on hold, and according to the PCN, residents will start moving in once the other 36 lots are completed. Sabaira Tambua, FBC News.
Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama has demanded that SODELPA leader and former Prime Minister Sitiveni Rambuka stop denying his responsibility in the former National Bank of Fiji crisis. Rambuka told FBC News that he was not involved. However, Bainimarama says that it is not true. Rambuka was the Prime Minister when the NBF went bust, and Bainimarama says there was a lot of abuse from then, which is still being rectified today. Ali Kimbia with the story.
The rot was there, and my government was responsible for cleaning it up.
These comments by Sitiveni Rambuka has been labelled by Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama as a denial of what actually transpired during the NBF financial crisis.
He took over government in 1987. The rot could not have been there.
Rambuka says the rot was already there, However, in a report provided by Brian Easton, an economic researcher from New Zealand, clearly states the crisis occurred after 4 years of Rambuka's takeover. Bainimarama says it was Rambuka who started the crisis by making wholesome changes in the NBF.
Personally, I had no dirty fingers in anything in NBF.
Because things changed dramatically in the NBF after that, after he took over.
When asked by FBC News if all the allegation against him about NBF is true, Rambuka shifted the blame to some former SVT MPs.
Very, very few of the SVT parliamentarians were involved in a bad way.
According to some media reports, back in the late 90s, the NBF's bad and doubtful debts were estimated over 8% of GDP. And according to the current Minister of Economy, Ayaz Said Qayyum, the NBF saga cost the country a staggering $615 million in today's terms. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Cane farmers and lorry operators have welcomed the decision by the Fiji Sugar Corporation to pay compensation whenever there is a mill breakdown of more than 6 hours. Following a review of the impact on cane growers and lorry operators of recent breakdowns at the Lautoka mill, the FSC has presented a financial relief scheme to affected cane growers and lorry operators. Felipe Naikaso has more.
This was good news for lorry operators and cane farmers, as this will give them some relief when there is a mill breakdown.
Yeah, that one is very good, because before we can't get anything. Now we come here, if the mill break 6 hours, then we can get the thing for $2 per ton for lorry drivers, and the other one is $3 per ton for farmers can get it.
Based on the breakdown assessment, which will be fully documented and agreed by all parties, a mill breakdown penalty will be paid by FSC through the cane payment system as and when necessary, using the fortnightly delivery payment to growers to make payment.
Very good, they have decided FSC. One good thing for helping the farmers and the drivers too who are stuck up in the mill.
I also believe that the mill workers will ensure the mill does not have any breakdowns, as this will be costly to FSC.
The Sugarcane Growers Council has also welcomed the move.
This will give some relief to the growers and also to the lorry operators.
However, this excludes and will not apply to mill stoppages caused by lack of cane supply or scheduled factory maintenance. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
Police have confirmed the body of the second victim in the Kasavu accident has been found. The body of 25-year-old Monish Sami was recovered this afternoon after 56 hours of searching. Sami was the driver of the vehicle that veered off the road and into the Rewa River on Tuesday morning and had been missing. His body was discovered by a man fishing along the Waila banks who reported the matter to the Nausori police. Sami's family identified and confirmed his identity before the body was taken to the CWM hospital in Suva for post-mortem examination. The body of the first victim, 25-year-old Kaushal Singh, was retrieved from the Rewa River a few hours after the incident occurred. Police continue their investigation into the cause of the accident. Still to come, first land grant introduced. And FBC celebrates its 64th birthday. Stay with us.
Bula, neva ngo malakai leloma, ngo ngai nakas ondo wagrong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere.
Hoya ubasit sai sa lambasa, ya ondo talita na warong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere.
Guya do tumeli, ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere.
Wana tunga ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere nawaluan.
Neva ngo fane na tao no singa toka, kita ondo talita ka ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere.
Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere.
In addition to the continuation of the First Homeowners Grant, there is also the introduction of the First Landowners Grant. Ensuring more economical housing is available, Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama explains that under the new initiative, those Fijians who earn less than $50,000 will be able to access $10,000 to purchase or lease their own piece of land to eventually build a home on. Maggie Boyle tells us more.
There are more initiatives than ever for Fijians to be homeowners.
The First Landowners Grant to help more Fijian families purchase
or lease land. Households who make less than $50,000 will be granted $10,000 towards the purchase or lease of land.
And for those low-income earners in low-cost housing, there is also a new program in place.
All housing authority subdivisions, we have lots that will cost you between $15,000 to $25,000 for those who are residing on PRP rental flats.
The minister highlighting that public rental board tenants will be given the first opportunity to buy.
All those who are in PRP flats, if they want to migrate, if they want to go and gradually move on, housing authority is here. We will make sure that you will get the first chance to have a lot there so that you can own a property.
And there's more in subsidies. For those who apply for their home loans, whether it be to build or to buy, there will be a whole 1% off the interest rate on offer for the next 3 years. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Fiji Airports has today successfully commissioned the new instrument landing system at the Nandi International Airport. Fiji is the first country outside of Europe to make the transition from an operating instrument land system to the new system with zero downtime. Felipe Naikaso has more.
Fiji airports continue to upgrade its equipment, keeping up with the standards of other modern world-class airports.
What this ILS upgrade does is it replaces the end-of-life previous ILS and also enhances the precision approach to landing.
The new system is operational from today with the symbolic Fiji Airways flight from Sydney, the first to use the system.
This is a precision lateral localizer and vertical glide path guidance system to all aircraft approaching and landing on our main runway at Nandi International Airport.
Indra Australia Limited carried out the project with close to $6 million.
More safety, more efficiency, and a huge improvement for pilots coming into land.
Meanwhile, the installation of the instrument landing system distance measuring equipment at the Nosuri Airport will be completed after the runway is extended. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
The Fiji Broadcasting Corporation staff got together today to celebrate its 64th birthday. On July 1st, 1954, the FBC's first program was broadcast as part of the official opening ceremony. Since then, the FBC has become the only multimedia company in the country. It has 6 radio stations, 2 in each language, and 3 free-to-air TV channels. One of the FBC's oldest staff, producer and presenter of Radio Fiji 2, Nur Jahan, explains how they work back and says FBC has come a long way.
The presenter only presented whatever the program was supposed to be presented, and there was a technician to operate the technical side of the studio machines and all that. But now it's all computerized, and the journey from the manual to this computerization, it has been phenomenal and very exciting and challenging also, but I've been enjoying it.
The famous anti-apartheid crusader Nelson Mandela was remembered by few people at the University of the South Pacific last night. Speaking on Mandela Day, Chief Justice Anthony Gates said the day is a celebration of the fight for social justice, reconciliation and unity. Gates says that if Mandela was still alive, he would be involved in climate talks that Fiji leads in the current COP23. Mandela Day was celebrated across the globe yesterday.
For all of Mandela's efforts to encourage reconciliation, I feel sure he would have approved of Fiji's Talanoa approach. It has become an attractive byword in the COP23 deliberations in Bonn and elsewhere.
In sports later with Jamie, AT&T Park prepares for Rugby World Cup, but up next is Rachel with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break, FDB announces new product. And in growing Fiji, FRA to work on a 4-lane project. Stay with us.
Lola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM.
Only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Surrey. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Aotearoa, Singatoka.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In business tonight, a new financial solution, the Yambula term deposit, has been announced for Fijian investors by the Fiji Development Bank. Board Chair Robert Lyons says the product is a financial solution designed for investors seeking a secured fixed investment opportunity with attractive returns. Lyons says negotiated interest rates are also available for terms between 6 to 11 months, adding that FDB is not placing a maximum on the investment. He adds investors can invest with a minimum deposit of $50,000.
FDB is initially offering interest rates ranging from 3.7% to 4.5%, for terms from 12 to 60 months. The negotiable will accommodate customers investing more than $100,000.
And we now join Sharon from HFC Bank with the latest from the money market.
Let's see what's making headlines in the financial markets. The US dollar held firm against major currencies this morning, supported by bullish comments from the US Federal Reserve Chairman. Testifying before Congress, he maintained a positive tone for the economic outlook and downplayed any risk to the US economy amid trade conflicts. In Australia, employment surged its highest level this year in June as firms took on more full-time workers. However, their jobless rate held steady at 5.4% as more people entered the labour force. The core inflation rate for the Eurozone slipped to 0.9%. In other news, in its latest Asian Development Outlook report, the ADB kept its 2018 and 2019 economic growth estimates at 6 and 5.9% respectively. And that's all the latest for now. Vinaka.
Thanks, Sharon. Taking a look at today's currency exchange rate set this morning for the Fijian dollar. Our dollar rose against the Chinese yuan, the US dollar, the kina, the euro, as well as the Japanese yen, but slipped slightly against the Aussie and the Kiwi dollar. Turning to the commodities market, oil was back up, rising just above $69 per barrel. Gold dropped more than $2 to $1,227 an ounce, and silver closed down as well at $15.55 an ounce. And in Going Fiji tonight, the Fiji Roads Authority will work on a 4-lane road project from Nadi to Lautoka as announced in the 2018-2019 national budget. Chief Executive Jonathan Moore says an initial feasible study was carried out last year. Moore says they will be finalizing the transportation assessment, design concept and land issues over the next 12 months. A physical construction work is scheduled to begin late next year, and the project will be delivered over a 12-month period. And that's business for tonight. Jamie joins you now with sports.
Thanks, Rachel, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Fiji Sevens receive warm welcome to San Francisco. And Business House to run marathon for charity. There's and more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The Fiji Airways men's sevens team has been given a warm welcome to San Francisco after receiving a traditional greeting during their fan meet today. The team was welcomed with a wakamalolo as they took time out from training for this weekend's World Cup to sign supporters' gear and take photos with fans. Australia's women's sevens might be the reigning World Series champions, but there's been a hint of panic from them ahead of the World Cup. After arriving in San Francisco, the Aussies revealed they've got a new game plan to specifically combat the Black Ferns. The England Sevens team will be chasing its second World Cup title after 25 years. Meanwhile, the ground staff at AT&T Park are working overtime to turn the home of baseball's San Francisco Giants into a rugby field for this weekend's tournament. The Nandi RFMF Delta Koi team has successfully defended the Bougainville Tanoa against the Golf Koi team of Sukanaivalu Barracks in Lambasa. The annual challenge for the military's most coveted rugby trophy is between teams from different units in the RFMF. Eleanor Turangaviu reports.
It was a physical match, with each side displaying their rugby skills in the final round of the Bougainville Tanoa Challenge at the Sibril Park in Lambasa yesterday.
We knew the golf company wouldn't be an easy team coming out today because they were training 3 weeks ago.
Golf Company, or Banivuliku as they are widely known, was the first to put points on the board with a penalty just off the 22-meter line. Nandi's Delta Company equalized minutes later. A try to Delta Company soon after saw them lead 8-3, but the hosts fought back and scored an equalizer. It was 8-all at half-time. In the second half, Banivuliku failed to pick up their form and managed only a try. Delta Koi, on the other hand, managed a penalty and a try that was successfully converted.
We came out as champs and defending champion for the Bougainville Trophy. And we want to thank all the families back at home.
The Banivuliku side put up a good fight, but it was not enough to secure them the win. Delta Company won 18-13.
Due to decision-making with the players, I can't say much, and we were not lucky enough.
The Bougainville Tanoa will now rest at the Nandi Barracks until the next challenge next year. Eleanor Turangaviu, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Rugby Union expects close matches through the duration of this year's HFC Bank Fairbrother Challenge. At its launch last night, FRU Chief Executive John O'Connor says he expects fireworks from Game 1 as Namosi will be out to redeem itself against Suva after their semi-final exit from the Skipper Cup 2 weeks ago. The first challenge between trophy holders Namosi and Skipper Cup champion Suva kicks off at Thompson Park 3 p.m. Saturday. Meanwhile, the HFC Bank Board Director says as sponsors of the event, they are proud to be supporting the 77th year of the challenge.
Challenges such as the Fairbrother Challenge is a platform that inspires our youth to take rugby as a sport, and later this becomes a career path.
Lambasa football coach Anand Sami is racing against time to prepare his team for the upcoming Battle of the Giants tournament. After arriving back in Lambasa and taking up the coaching task on Monday, Sami has only 3 days to prepare the Mbambasing Lions.
Following a drop in their performance in the Premier League series, the Lambasa soccer side is polishing their skills for this weekend's Battle of the Giants tournament.
Not taking things lightly, we want to go out and put game by game our best to grab 3 points.
The team has had very little time to prepare, and coach Anand Sami is working against time to put the team into shape.
Very short preparation for me to look at the technical side, to build up the technical side and see what happens.
With some notable exclusion of senior players, the Mbambasinger boys know the importance of the task ahead of them.
It will be very tough, so we have to play our best, give our best to qualify for semi-final.
Lambasa starts its BOG campaign against Mba tomorrow night and will later on take on Lotoka and Tavoa. Eleanor Turangaviu, FBC Sports.
The Island Chill Suva Marathon has become a popular event in the capital. Many take part in the run to compete and stay fit, but for some it's also a chance to make a difference in other people's lives. John Tambori reports.
This year, Roll Associates will be running for a noble cause. Their aim is to raise funds for Save the Children Fiji.
The main reason for us participating in this marathon, it's to raise some funds for this organization and reach out to disadvantaged kids out there in the country.
Roll Associates has raised over $1,000 and is calling on other business houses to participate in the event.
As a business, from a business perspective, it'll be also a good idea for team building exercise and also a way to reach out as part of their CSR responsibility.
The Fiji police force will field 2 teams in the marathon and say this will be good exposure for the officers.
This is how can their confidence, where we can show our capabilities. And it is also one of the main intent for the Commissioner of Police, where officers have to be fully fit.
The Island Chill Marathon will begin here at Albert Park on Saturday. For many people, it'll be a chance to keep fit, or like for the role associates, it'll be a chance to make a difference in other people's lives. John Sabori, FBC Sports.
In today's Play of the Day, Tour de France cyclists and organizers have had to deal with interfering fans roadside in the past. But one daring mountain biker took his stunt to new heights during yesterday's action. That's it from Sports Tonight. Angie joins you later on with weather. And in our World of the Weird and the Wonderful segment later on, take a look at the irony surrounding the invention of candy floss. That's coming up.
Narang gole senya, awama kita benakas, dorong bina kape, na radio Fijuan, nandomo ibit.
Ayaw benyana, ito barong na radio Fijuan, nandomo ibisi, hinga toka.
Guado ilaisa hinga toka, rong bina na heramakawa ina radio Fijuan hinga toka.
Radio Fijuan, nandomo ibiti.
In new media tonight, we take a look at the world's first smart clock called Glance Clock. It's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. If you're someone that loves the cool sunny weather, then I guess this current weather pattern is especially designed for you. Hope you're enjoying it. Taking a look over to the west, super sunny spells again and a bit warm as well. Eastwards from Pekava to Suva, quite clear and mild light showers are indicated for tonight. To the drivers, drive carefully. And up north, a bright one, though cloudy skies might get rain. At sea, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate seas. For the tides, high tide at 12:22 a.m. with low tide at 6:37 a.m. Sunrise at 6:37. For tomorrow, we have reached Friday and I'm so pleased to let you know of drier and clear spells. Tomorrow's temps, Suva and Savu Savu will be the coolest at 26 degrees. And looking further on to Saturday, stunning conditions are in the bag, which means you have ample time to plan your weekend. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked, should Gareth Baber bar all outside visitors from the Fiji Sevens team?
I think that will depend on the coach because he knows the boys, he's been with them.
We should allow visitors to come in, but there should be some form of control in place, like only allow them to come in during their resting hours of the day.
I think they should not be stopped. I believe that we should respect whatever the coach thinks is best for the team, because maybe in that way the team can win.
I think the supporters should not go and distract the boys while in their camp in USA. They should wait for the tournament to finish.
Yes, sure, just to motivate the team.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, if you're wondering who made cotton candy, or as we know it as candy floss, you will be surprised that it was a dentist. Recapping the main stories for tonight, crime rate increases by 9% in the Southern Division. Second victim in Kasavu accident found. And PM demands Rambuka to stop denying NBF crisis. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we're asking, do you think the Fiji Sevens team can win the World Cup in San Francisco? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day was taken by Ashmit Kumar whilst returning from Taviuni. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ से। जैसे प्रेनी नोट मशहूर है, वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है, वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।